Hi children, today we are going to learn about genetic disorders from the lesson Heredity and Variation of class 12th. Most expected MCQs explanation with reasoning. Genetic disorders are health problems that happen because of some type of abnormalities present in the person's genetic material. There are several types of genetic disorders. Some disorders are caused by a genetic change, mutation in a single gene. Some are caused by an abnormality in one of the chromosomes, and some are complex, involving numerous genes and influences from environmental factors. What are inherited traits? Humans receive traits from their parents, like your eye, ear, shape of the ear, open or closed lobes, and hair color, and how tall you are, etc. Inheritance is the process of how you receive your traits. Those are characters from your parents. Traits are passed from the sperms and eggs. Genetic material consists of DNA, genes and chromosomes. They are present in the nucleus. And genetic material, when you observe, is the information that controls traits and function in living organisms. DNA is the molecule that carries genetic information, and genes are segments of DNA that code for traits, and chromosomes are structures made of DNA and proteins that contain many genes. Genetic disorders are classified as a dominant or a recessive based on the number of mutated genes required to cause the condition. And dominant disorders, you can see a mutation in only one copy of gene, single gene, and can cause the condition. Huntington's disease is the example. Recessive disorder is the mutation in both the copies of genes are usually required for the condition to appear. The examples are cystic fibrosis and phenylketonuria. You see, these Mendelian disorders are caused by the mutations in a single gene, whereas chromosomal disorders are caused by the abnormalities in the number or structure of entire chromosomes involving the multiple genes. Here you can see the chromosomal disorders, autosomal, that is out of 23 pairs of chromosomes we have 22 autosomes, 22 pairs of autosomes and one pair of sex chromosome. Autosomal disorders example is Down syndrome. Sex chromosomal abnormality is Klinefelter syndrome. Mendelian disorders, gene mutations in autosomes, example is sickle cell anemia. Gene mutations in sex chromosomes, example is hemophilia. And Mendelian and chromosomal disorders, let us see the MCQs. Which of the following is the Mendelian disorder? So Down syndrome, Turner syndrome, hemophilia and Klinefelter syndrome. The answer is C, that is hemophilia. Hemophilia is categorized as a Mendelian disorder because it is caused by the mutation in a single gene and is inherited from generation to generation according to Gregor Mendel's fundamental principles of inheritance. Next question, thalassemia and sickle cell anemia are caused due to a problem in globin molecule synthesis. Let us select the correct statement under this. Both are due to the qualitative defect in global chain. You got the answer here. The answer is thalassemia is due to the less synthesis of globin molecule. Why? Because thalassemia is an autosomal recessive disease and which occurs due to mutation in genes, and this reduced rate of synthesis of the globin chain hemoglobin. And anemia is the main feature of the disease. In human beings, 45 chromosomes. Single abnormality causes Down syndrome, Klinefelter syndrome, Turner syndrome, Edwards syndrome. The answer, let us see the answer. C, that is the Turner syndrome, because in human beings 45 chromosomes, that means XO1 chromosome abnormality causes Turner syndrome. Turner syndrome is a genetic condition affecting females where one chromosome is partially or completely missing. Key symptoms include short stature and ovarian failures. Physical traits frequently involve a webbed neck, broad chest, and swollen hands or feet at birth. Hemophilia is caused due to defect in blood clotting. We discussed this slide before. Lack of insulin, extra chromosome, defect in lungs. The answer is, here you can see, by saying you can answer, that is the A, defect in blood clotting. Here blood is not clotting. Uncontrolled bleeding is seen here. That is a hemophilia is caused by a defective gene present on the chromosome, X chromosome. Since the defective allele is recessive, males having only one X chromosome express the disease even if they inherit one affected chromosome. Therefore, hemophilia shows an X-linked recessive inheritance pattern. Which of the following is an autosomal recessive disorder? Again, hemophilia, color blindness, sickle cell anemia, Turner syndrome. You can see answer is given already, sickle cell anemia, and it's caused and it turns normal hemoglobin cell, red blood cell, into sickle shape. A person suffering from Klinefelter syndrome has XO chromosome, X and X chromosome, XXY chromosome, and XYY chromosomes. The answer is C, that is Klinefelter syndrome occurs, here you can see this figure, and occurs in males with an additional X chromosome. X, that is 47 XXY chromosomes, you can see here, this is the condition, Klinefelter syndrome. Which phenomenon causes chromosomal disorders like Down syndrome? Answer is given already, crossing over, mutation, fertilization, and non-disjunction. Answer is D. Non-disjunction is the failure of chromosomes to separate properly during meiosis. We know that during the formation of sex cells, that is sperm and egg, that takes place by the process of meiosis. In this, chromosomes will get separated, and if it fails to separate the chromosomes properly, this condition occurs, that is the Down syndrome. Yeah, next question. The genotype of the carrier female for hemophilia is, you can see, that is two normal hemophilic alleles and two hemophilic alleles, okay, here, and carrier, here you can see one is carrier female, you can see normal male. Okay, here you can see this is the capital H is the normal allele and small h is the hemophilic allele. I think you got this. And the answer, let's see. C. A carrier female possesses one normal allele and one defective allele for hemophilia. This is the one. And this is X and X, this is the female. Next question. Which syndrome occurs only in females? Klinefelter syndrome, Turner syndrome, hemophilia, and color blindness. The answer is B. Turner syndrome is caused by monosomy X and occurs in females. This we discussed before also. Turner syndrome, only one X chromosome. This is the abnormality in females. Which of the following is an autosomal recessive disorder? Hemophilia, color blindness, sickle cell anemia, Turner syndrome. That is, answer is sickle cell anemia. This is caused by a mutation in the beta globin gene and is inherited as an autosomal recessive trait. A mutation in a single gene causing a hereditary disorder is called polygenic disorder, chromosomal disorder, Mendelian disorder, and acquired disorder. Let's see the answer for this one, and that is the Mendelian disorder, because these disorders arise due to mutation in one single gene and follow Mendel's inheritance patterns. And Mendelian disorders are genetic disorders caused by a mutation in a single gene. These disorders are passed from parents to offsprings following Gregor Mendel's rule of inheritance. Their transmission can be traced using family chart known as the pedigree. You can see children here, and both the parents are carrier parents, and unaffected you can see son, and carrier daughter and carrier son, and affected, completely affected daughter. So this is the condition. If two parents are carriers for an autosomal recessive disorder like cystic fibrosis, here you can see both the parents are autosomal recessive, and what are the chances that the child will be born with the disease? 0%, 25%, 50%, and 100%. Let us see the answer. It is a 25%, because an autosomal recessive disease appears only when a child inherits two recessive alleles, one from each parent. Here you can see. And cystic fibrosis, this is the pronunciation, is an inherited condition that causes the body to make thick, sticky, and mucus. This is seen in the lungs. The mucus causes problems in the lungs, pancreas, and other organs. People with cystic fibrosis, CF, get lung infections often. Over time, they can have trouble breathing. They may also have digestive problems that make it hard to gain weight also. Then let's see the next question. Female can be colorblind in which of the following conditions? If her mother is a carrier, if her father has normal vision and her mother is a carrier, if her father is a colorblind and her mother is a carrier, if her father is normal and her mother is colorblind. Answer is C. If her father is colorblind already and mother is a carrier, chances are they. Color blindness is an X-linked recessive trait. We know that for a female, X and X to be colorblind, and she must inherit two mutated X chromosomes from her colorblind father, who will be always pass his affected X, and one from her mother, who must be a carrier of the colorblind herself. A person suffering from Klinefelter syndrome has XO chromosomes, XX chromosomes, XXY chromosomes, XYY chromosomes. Answer is given here. Klinefelter is having XXY chromosomes. This occurs in males. With additional chromosome out of 46, it will be having 47. Here you can see the pic. The total number of chromosomes in a Down syndrome patient is 45, 46, 47, 48. The answer is C. Presence of an extra chromosome in 21 increase the chromosomal number to 47. If a father in a family has a disease while the mother is normal, the daughter only are inherited by this disease and not to the sons. Name this type of disease: autosomal recessive, autosomal dominant, sex-linked recessive, and sex-linked dominant? Answer is D, that is the sex-linked dominant. Father has the disease. It will pass. His genotype is XDY, affected X chromosome. Deceased. Mother is the normal XX. A father gives X. C. Father gives and X chromosome to all daughters. Daughters receive and the affected X chromosome become affected. So Y chromosome to all sons, and sons do not receive the affected gene. Therefore, only daughter inherits this disease, not the sons. People suffering from color blindness fail to distinguish which of these two colors: red and green, blue and green, red and blue, red and yellow. The answer is red and green. People who are colorblind fail to distinguish between red and green colors. Color blindness is a sex-linked recessive trait in which the normal gene and its recessive alleles are carried by X chromosome. Cystic fibrosis is an autosomal recessive genetic disorder. What are the chances that the child would have the disease if any one of the parent, either the mother or father, is a carrier for the faulty cystic fibrosis gene, that is a C and C? 100%, 50%, 25%, 0%. The answer is 0%, because cystic fibrosis is caused by a recessive defective gene. A child develops the disease only when both the parents pass the defective alleles. If only one parent is a carrier and the other is normal, possible CC, normal CC carrier, and no child gets recessive CC. So disease does not appear in chances of disease is 0. Alpha 1 antitrypsin deficiency is an autosomal recessive genetic disorder. What are the chances that any of the offspring do not express the disease? Phenotype: if both parents are genotype A and A, 100%, 75%, 50%, and 25%. The answer is B, that is the 75%. Both the parents are carriers. Here you can see AA and AA. Possible offsprings may be dominant, normal, or carriers and affected. So normal carriers are 3 out of 4. So probability is not showing disease is 75%. Which of the following is an autosomal recessive disorder? Hemophilia, colorblind, sickle cell anemia, Turner syndrome. It's a sickle cell anemia. In the autosomal recessive disorders, a person must inherit 2 defective alleles, one from each parent. Sickle cell anemia follows this inheritance pattern. Thank you, children. All the best.